Believe it or not, we are less than 2 weeks away from the start of Halloween Horror Nights 2024, and it will probably be one of our final HHN update videos. I came out here to Universal today to check up on the scare zone progress. There's house portals that have gone up as well as some more food booths that we haven't had the chance to see yet. So we're gonna head inside Universal Studios for one of the final times. It might not be the final time. We might be out here one more time, just depending on scheduling and things that go on over the next week, but we're gonna head inside Universal and we're gonna check it all out, so come along with me. One thing I was hoping to see this week was the medallion added to Universal Studios arches. Looks like we're gonna have to wait just a little bit longer for that, but probably within the next week, the HHN medallion will be up. And who knows how far back we'll be on opening night. You will not be able to see pavement on that opening Friday night of HHN. I'm already seeing the Halloween Horror Nights sign that's been added to the staging over there, so let's head in and see what we can see today. And there it is in all its glory, the infamous Halloween Horror Nights sign. And then over here to the left, they added the walkway so that the scare actor can get to this top porch. And while we're over here in the front of the park, Universal on Twitter the other day, the Horror Nights Twitter handle released some info, some bit of backstory and lore about Sinister and Surreal, who are going to be the two icons in the front scare zone of the park, Duality of Fear. So let's take a look and see what they had to say. So there are 4 tweets that went out. The first one says, for 33 years, the screams of thousands of eager Halloween Horror Nights guests have been collected within the shadowy depths of Universal Orlando. With each year that went by came a new set of frights for our guests to indulge. All the while, their wails of terror festered beneath the billow fog up on the surface, forming a monstrous manifestation of the horror that lives within their hearts, an evil overgrowth that would spread its hellish grass throughout every crevice of the park's underbelly. As the overgrowth expanded in size, its beating heart ripped a tear between our world and the vast universe of horrors that exists beyond our own, the never-ending void in which fear derives from. Within that universe are 2 distinct realms, one fueled by physical pain, while the other is plagued by psychological torment. At the helm of these worlds are 2 entities, Sinister and Surreal, who each embody the hellscapes that they stand guard for. And just past Duality of Fear, we have our first house portal, which is going to be for Monstros over here. This is right next to Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. Nothing on the screens yet. Obviously, nothing's been turned on. Do see that electrical has been run, but here is your first house portal. Excited for this one. And as is the case every year, one of the big IP houses always goes at the Music Plaza entrance, and this year the portal is up for A Quiet Place. You can see right behind this snack cart over here, you have the portal for A Quiet Place, so this is where you're going to be queuing up for that house. And then as we get obviously closer to HHN, probably the day of or the day before, they're going to set up the stanchions so that you kind of queue up out here in Music Plaza. They always usually show some clips from HHN or whatever house is going to be in this area on those screens. We have our food booth for Insidious over here that has popped up. We saw this the other day when we came to Pass Holder Nights, but didn't get a chance to film it. There are no menus that have been released yet. They've been pretty tight-lipped about the food options that are going to be coming. Check out the red door that they have over here. They made it all distressed looking, which is really cool. You can see the slash marks from the demon. We are heading towards New York. We're actually going to hang a right and head over here on the backside of the Transformers building. You can see they are setting up the bar location that's over here. This is always one of the main bars. A lot of that prep work is underway. And then also over here we have 2 food booths. This one is the Twilight Tavern, and then next to it is the Twisted Tater. Here's a closer look at the Twilight Tavern. Again, no menus out. I don't think there's a menu out on any of the food booths just yet. And I say this all the time, but the theming of these is always so cool. These are just like temporary food booths that have popped up. See, they got some lighting fixtures over here. You have some, fake plants, some purple lights at the top that are going to shine down. Then here is the Twisted Tater boots. The sign here says Twisted Tots Live, and Tots is crossed out, and they put Tater on there. This one's really bright and colorful. No menus, but there is some sort of like a creepy doghouse at the bottom. Over here by the Ghostbusters food boots, there is some new things that I'm seeing. like the actual place where you order your food over here. Here's a blank menu board, but Ivan's NYC Deli and Grocery. You have a little nod to Ray's Stance, Ray's Occult Books. Here is an updated look on the outside of the Ghostbusters food booth. You can see they added the no ghost sign to the firehouse. There's Slimer at the top too. This looks so good. And then over here on the Ivan's NYC Deli and Grocery, they added all the little mini Stay Puffs. So they're clinging on to the sign. And matter of fact, the culinary team is actually doing some work inside of these booths as we speak. I'm not sure what's going on, but you could see some people kind of going in and out of the booths. I can't wait to see what the menus are for the Ghostbusters. So over here in New York, outside of the Jimmy Fallon attraction, there's another house portal that has popped up overnight, and this is rumored to be the home of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, which would make a lot of sense considering Ghostbusters, the firehouse, is right down the street. And as we move deeper into New York, outside of the actual Ghostbusters firehouse, this portal is rumored to be Insidious the Further. And there should be another one popping up right next to it. There is only one portal here at the moment. The one that's supposed to be next to this is Triplets of Terror. So we'll keep an eye on that over the next few days and see if the second one pops up. And the scare zone that is over here in New York is Torture Fair. And they've added a lot since the last time we've seen this. They have the stage, which I've shown in previous videos, but they have some more things out. They have some more things on the stage, so we're gonna go take a look at that. And here is an updated look at the stage for Torture Fair. And this looks awesome. Like I said, they added a lot more details versus the last time we were here. They had these two chairs that are out, so maybe we'll have like a king or queen, but they've added some coverings to the trussing to make it look like wood structure. You have the ye old Torture Fair sign. Also very curious if anything is going to be behind this over here. It's locked up right now, so it might just be a prop. However, there is a trigger pedal right over there. Oh yeah, we got another big prop outside of Revenge of the Mummy. This is the breaking wheel, and you can see something is covered up with a tarp. That definitely means it's like a dead body or something gory under there. They don't keep those out during the daytime. The prop will stay during the daytime, but they cover up anything gory. But yeah, it's pretty cool that they added this. There's at least two other things we'll take a look at as well. I'm surprised that they added some big pieces here with the parade coming through. So outside of Finnegan's over here, there's another mini stage, I'll call it. This is the Brazen Bull. You can see this is a bull right here. And obviously they're going to be roasting something under there, so this will probably open up, or there'll be some gross like body parts. Over here you can see all the chains that they've added to it as well. This is really starting to come together. And then directly across from that Brazen Bull one, they had the ye old Aim and Maim. And there's not a lot to look at on this one because of the tarps that are covering up some of the goriness. Outside of the arcade, they have the ye old Torture Goods. This has been completely covered up, which means they've put the props out here that can't be out during the day. And just like I predicted, over here in Sting Alley, this is going to be a food location for A Quiet Place. You can see the sign over here. It says "Be quiet, exit only." So it looks like they're going to be doing that same flow of traffic that they did last year for the Last of Us house. And if you didn't catch our video where we kind of predicted that this was going to be A Quiet Place, it was based on these string lights, those red lights that are hanging up there. Those are featured in the movie. Then once we saw these red lights pop up, we knew this is most likely going to be for A Quiet Place. And you can see the food booth that's over here as well. Again, no menus. Kind of holding on hope that these menus will come out soon. Over here outside of Fast and the Furious Supercharged is the house portal for Major Sweets Candy Factory. Now at the end of this video, I'm going to give my hype list for houses and scare zones. This is towards the top. Just a spoiler. This is going to be so cool. And now the Fast and the Furious Supercharged attraction is closed and it might not ever reopen. There's a sign out front. It says, "Notice the family is out on a mission. This attraction is temporarily closed." Now Universal hasn't confirmed anything yet. They haven't said that this attraction is definitely going to close, but there is certainly speculation that Fast and the Furious Supercharged might not ever reopen. It's probably the #1 hated attraction on property here at Universal, A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people think it should be gutted out and something new should be brought in. I'm certainly in that camp, so if this doesn't ever open again, I'm not gonna be too sad. Oh yeah, it's time to enter the Blumhouse. Not a lot new versus the last time we were here, but they did add a couple of props like the phone from the black phone. They also added the beaver mascot costume from Freaky, along with a series of lockers over here. And so this is interesting. Over by the entrance to the Peacock Bar, they've added these like wooden barricades. You have trees over here now, and then here is a stage that's been here for a little while. They added some covers to the tops and the sides of the truss. And again, I still don't know what this is going to be. There are speakers over here, so maybe it'll be like a photo op station. Maybe this will be something different. Yeah, this has completely thrown me for a loop. And Universal, please, if you're doing the Peacock Bar over here again next to Lombards, please bring back David S. Pumpkins.
I'm gonna scare you stupid.
Again, Alex was not a fan of David S. Pumpkins. I thought it was hilarious. I used to love to come here and just watch him interact with guests.
How's it hanging?
Anytime you get to have like live characters like that interact with people, it's awesome. So fingers crossed we get David Pumpkins back.
You finally got to meet David S. Pumpkins.
Yeah, it was super impressive.
And speaking of the Peacock Bar, or whatever bar decides to go back here, they did clear out all the tables. So next step is to add the bar stations over here. But this is definitely gonna be a bar again. Passing by the Nightmare Fuel stage, and we can get a quick look inside. You can see some banners hanging over there. You can see a little bit of staging, but not too much. And speaking of the Nightmare Fuel stage, we are directly in front of it right now. Also directly in front of it is another food booth over here. This one just kind of has like a brick theme to it. This is probably just gonna be a bar, just based on the looks of it. This is definitely gonna be a bar. You got a double-sided bar over here, and then they'll put the menus on each side. And just before you cross the bridge into Springfield, you have another bar, which is exactly the same as the bar that we just showed you in front of the Nightmare Fuel stage. And then we have another food booth over here as well. So just before you're about to cross the bridge, you have this booth, which is kind of fitting because this looks like a drawbridge of sorts over here. Kind of like a medieval theme, some rock work, some purple lights up at the top, and then this is where you'll place your order. Over here, just before Men in Black, it looks like we're gonna have two house entrances over here. This is normally just an entrance for one house, but for this year, it's gonna be the entrance to Goblin's Feast and Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodline. And there is one piece of truss on here with two screens, so I don't think we're gonna have two separate portals for this. Looks like one house wait time will be here, and the other house wait time will be up over here. Right next to the restrooms and the Men in Black gift store, another portal has popped up. Now there should be another one that's coming up over here too. There's gonna be two houses, or there's supposed to be two houses back in this location. Those being Slaughter Cinema 2 and the Museum Deadly Exhibit. So we'll see what pops up over the next few days. All right, so that is gonna do it for house portals. We covered all the house portals that are out right now. Now we're gonna walk through Springfield over towards Swamp of the Undead. All right, hold up, wait a minute. They have a portal outside of The Simpsons over here. So the latest spec map is not right. There's not gonna be two houses by Men in Black. There's gonna be one there and one in Springfield. So that is definitely new, at least in the last couple of years. There hasn't been a house queue in Springfield since we've come to Horror Nights over the last 3 years. So let me know down in the comments below if you've been to HHN in the past. Have they ever used Springfield as a house entry location, or is this totally new for 2024? Oh, this is cool. So over here outside of Animal Actors, the food booth is themed to the Carey drive-in. So this is gonna tie into Slaughter Cinema. Again, no menus. They have a little now showing sign over here as well. And then this is themed to like a movie theater, like an old school movie theater in Carey, Ohio. You can see the popcorn machine. Popcorn machine is, the popcorn's actually all skulls, which is pretty cool. But yeah, interesting to see. Curious what they're gonna have here. Got a snack bar. Yeah, I wonder if these are just gonna be all menus or if these are gonna be like different movie posters for what's coming. I'm assuming it's gonna be menus because people need to know what they're ordering. But this is really, really neat. I like the theming of this. The Carey Drive-In. We're about to take a walk through Central Park, which is home to Swamp of the Undead. You can see they've added some more props to the boats over here. Here's some more of the props. You can see some of the things that they've added in. They've added some buckets. some nets over here as well, some broken down crates and barrels. Over by this boat in the water, got some old bottles, dusty bottles over there. And then something else I'm seeing over here is an alligator tail. So there's definitely a gator under there. It's covered with tarp, which means it's probably something bloody accompanying it. Actually, there's gonna be more than one gator. You can see one right over here. There's the rest of his tail. This is gonna be so cool. Look at this little guy up here. He looks very, very happy to be living in the scare zone. He's got a little smirk on his face. Look at that. They even have an airboat over here, like a full-sized airboat. You can see the 2 seats in the front. Now the tarp is kind of coming down a little bit. You can see some hands, some hair over there too. So definitely a bloody body in there, but pretty neat. Look at the size of this. So right at the entrance to Swamp of the Undead, next to where the Starbucks was, is gonna be a Monstrose Cafe over here. It looks like they have a better system. So you're gonna come, you're gonna pay, and then you're gonna come pick up your food. Over here, I would definitely expect some sort of pork. You can see they have pig's heads hanging all over the place. There's some over there. There's another one there. You have another one in this corner. So this is probably gonna be like some pork items, which should be good. I'm excited for these menus. Release the menus. And by the way, still not a single prop, not one prop up in Hollywood for Demon Queen. So really, really interesting to see what this is gonna be. Again, they still have time to add it. And I know some of the big things are gonna be coming out later in the day, but not a single thing here. It's the only scare zone that doesn't have anything. And as always, they have the options to add your photo to the Halloween Horror Nights tribute store. Here's what it's gonna be for the fall. So it looks like different types of products, like an oil can, a cereal, a Gurg the Llama beans, that's awesome, and then a Earl the Squirrel coffee bean. And then you get this 24 by 36, which is like a movie size poster, and it's themed to the tribute store. That is so freaking cool. I don't know if we're gonna do it this year because I honestly don't really care for like the products here, but I just really want that poster. Popped in the 5 and dime, a couple of new things versus last time we were here. These are selling like hotcakes. This is the Little Boo shoulder plush. They also have the full-size Little Boo pillow. There's also a whole new line dedicated to the creature from the Black Lagoon. For $19, they have this pin set over here. It actually comes with like 4 pins. It's pretty cool. For $65, they have this button-up shirt. For $35, they have this t-shirt over here, which is part of the Universe collection. You have this jersey type of shirt that comes with the matching shorts and this hoodie. If you didn't get a chance to get him last year, he's back again. It's a little bit different, but they have the Chucky popcorn buckets. All right, Universal, you got me. Got the Little Boo shoulder plush. I know Alex is gonna want it. It's really, really cute, and we'll wear him around. So if you see us at HHN, we'll have Little Boo on our shoulders this year. And then after that, he'll just go in the office. All right, so that is gonna do it for the update portion of this video. So I guess the only thing I have left to do is give you my hype list. We're gonna do my Scare Zone hype list and then my house hype list. So we're gonna start with the houses. I'm gonna go in order from 10 down to 1. So this is just what I'm the most excited to experience at HHN this year. At number 10, in terms of houses, is gonna be Triplets of Terror. 9 is Insidious. 8, Museum Deadly Exhibit. 7, Goblin's Feast. 6, Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodline. 5, Slaughter Cinema 2. 4, Major Sweets Candy Factory. 3, Monstrose. 2, A Quiet Place. And number 1, the Ghostbusters. Now, if you've done HHN before and you've done Ghostbusters, good for you, but I haven't had the chance to experience a Ghostbusters house yet. Now, Frozen Empire is not my favorite of the films, but I'm just excited to step into the world and just kind of see what they do in terms of a Ghostbusters house. Like I said, never been in one before, so that's why it's number 1. I also have very, very high hopes for A Quiet Place. And as far as the scare zones go, number 5 in terms of my hype list is Demon Queens. And honestly, the only reason it's number 5 is because there's not a single prop out for that scare zone yet. I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea what the theming is going to be like, which kind of makes it a little bit mysterious, which is fun, but for that reason alone, I have to put it at number 5. Number 4 for me is going to be Enter the Blumhouse. I'll take it or leave it. It looks decent. I like a couple of the properties that are going to be featured in there, but not like super excited about it. Number 3 for me is Duality of Fear. Very excited to see what they do with Sinister and Surreal and how they kind of play off each other. Number 2 is Torture Fair. That one I had really low expectations for, but as the props go out and as we get to see a little bit more of what it's supposed to be like, it looks like it's pretty cool. And then number 1 is easily Swamp of the Undead. That looks amazing, and I hope the actual scare zone is just as good as it looks. The costumes are going to be awesome. I'm excited for all of it. And that is going to do it for today's HHN update video. Let me know down in the comments below what your hype list looks like. What is the number 1 house that you are most excited about this year? I'd love to hear from you. I also can't wait to look back on this video and see, was I dead wrong with my hype list? Was something that I had at the bottom of the list actually towards the top in terms of my favorite houses? It's always one of my favorite things to do. So if you enjoyed coming along with me today, make sure you give the video a nice big thumbs up. Subscribe down below so you don't miss out on all of our future HHN videos to come. We will be here opening weekend. We will be filming a review of all the houses. We're going to be doing a foodie guide covering a lot of the food at HHN 2024 as well, so make sure you're subscribed down below. And with that being said, I'll see you guys real soon.